What is good, everyone? OJ over here from PlayerEssence, and welcome to the PE Nintendo Switch and gaming news video. Today we have a lot of great information, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Metroid co-creator not planning another remake. So in terms of pure 2D games, the past couple Metroid titles have been remakes. Metroid Zero Mission was a remake of the original game, and Metroid Samus Returns redid Metroid 2 from the Game Boy. Now, what lies ahead for the future of the 2D Metroid franchise? As of now, it probably won't be a remake at this point, unless Nintendo feels that's what fans want. Now, the Metroid franchise co-creator Yoshihiro Sakamoto was recently asked by Games Rant about where the series could be taken next. In his response, Sakamoto had this to say, quote, "It really depends on the reasons you have undertaking such a challenge, whether there's a need for it, and your own motivation. But at this moment, I have no plans for another remake. I think we need to spend time considering whether fans are only wanting remakes going forward and what that might mean." Now, it's been ages since the last time we saw an original 2D Metroid game, so perhaps this is finally the time that they're going to move on and make a brand new 2D Metroid game. And I honestly think, although the Nintendo Switch does not have the dual screens, I still feel a new 2D Metroid can work on the Nintendo Switch. And the main reason why I think that it can work on there is because of games like SteamWorld Dig 2. That game is phenomenal on the Nintendo Switch, and it doesn't use the dual screen, and it is a Metroidvania style of game with really cool power-ups. It has leveling. There's a lot of great stuff in that game, so I actually think that they could work with them. I know that's probably not going to happen, but it would be really cool if Nintendo worked with Image and Form and actually made a really good 2D Metroid game, just like they worked with Mercury Steam to make Metroid Samus Returns. And the thing that I feel would be most beneficial for them, especially with the Nintendo Switch, is definitely moving on with both franchises. Right now you have the 3D Metroid and you have the 2D Metroid. Nintendo did the same thing with Mario. They've done that before, where they go 2D Mario and then they go 3D Mario. They're actually still doing it, not at this point, but only with 2D Mario being on the smartphone, iOS, all that stuff like that, and then the 3D Mario on the Nintendo Switch. Now, Nintendo could do the same thing with Metroid on the Nintendo Switch. Some years they have their big 2D Metroid game, and then some years they have the big Metroid Prime style game in first person. Therefore, you make the franchise even bigger by having two different styles, and you can appease more people. So what do you guys think about this whole 2D Metroid, 3D Metroid, and what do you like more? To be honest, I'm a huge fan of 2D Metroid, and I love the Metroidvania style of gameplay, but then again, at the same time, I can't sit here and say that I don't love like how Metroid Prime does things too. I almost see them as something completely different, and that I'll take either one when we get them, because I'm excited for Metroid Prime 4. But then again, I was excited to play Metroid Samus Returns as well, and I'm excited to get more 2D Metroid games if we can get them. So it's just like a different flavor, but at the same time, I still like it just as much. So whether it's 3D or it's 2D, just bring both of them, and I think that you're going to make a lot of fans just happier that way. So do you guys want to see a brand new 2D Metroid game? Let me know in the comment section below. Alright, and moving on to the next article here. GameStop says it will have more Super NES Classic Edition stocks very soon. So much like the Nintendo Switch, the Super NES Classic Edition is off to a hot start and is one of the biggest items of the year already. And many stores are already sold out despite having launched on Friday and having adequate stock. Now, at least in GameStop's case, the retailer is promising stock very soon. This applies to GameStop's own stores and ThinkGeek outlets. GameStop's Senior VP of Merchandising Bob Puzon said in a statement today, quote, "Nintendo has done it again. Customer demand for the SNES Classic was just like we expected. We're sold out of our SNES Classic inventory within minutes in both our GameStop and ThinkGeek retail chains. But customers shouldn't worry, we're going to be getting more very soon. Once we do, our customers will be the first to know." And the best thing about this, as far as for Nintendo's sake, when it comes to operating revenue and things like that, is that Nintendo made the decision to actually make this a profitable box, unlike the NES Classic, which I don't think was too profitable. At least I don't think it was enough profitable, because it was $60. This one's $80. So you know Nintendo's going to be motivated to keep this thing going and to keep this line going. Now, they did say that, hey, we're extending it into 2018, because remember, this was only supposed to be in production from 2017, and that's it. So all the way through the end of the year, Nintendo said, hey, we are going to be shipping more of these things out on the first day than you saw in the totality of the NES Classic. And they kept to their word, because people were able to pick one up. I know John over there from Spawn Wade said that he walked into Target and he just bought one right there. So this is actually really good for Nintendo. It's another revenue stream on top top of the Nintendo Switch, where they still can't meet demand everywhere. You have the Nintendo Switch bringing in revenue, you have the Nintendo 3DS, which is still bringing in revenue, and now you have this right here. So I think it's really good for Nintendo that they're making sure that they stock this one adequately, and people are happy that they were able to go out there and pick one up. And it's a nifty little box. It can do some pretty cool stuff as far as features go, and it is necessarily the same, I guess, as the NES Classic. It's using the same board, so that was some type of big deal as far as the story goes, but I was just like, whatever. I didn't really care that I was using the same board. I didn't really have anything to talk about, but I know I talked about it on the Spawncast, so it's interesting to see what happens going forward as far as what people do in terms of the SNES Classic and the NES Classic. But either way, I'm just happy to be getting mine now. I still will be giving one away. I won't be getting my units until sometime, I think mid-October, I think. I'm not really sure when Amazon's going to be shipping mine, but they haven't even put it out there like to be known when it was going to be shipped yet, so we'll have to wait and see on that one. But I am getting 2 of them, and once again I will be giving one away. So what do you guys think about the Super Nintendo Classic? Were you able to pick one up? Let me know what you guys think about the system in the comment section below. Alright, and moving into the last article here. So Xenoblade Chronicles 2 footage from the Milan Games Week 2017. So at the Milan Games Week earlier today, Nintendo had a live stream and showed off the latest Xenoblade Chronicles 2 footage, and it's the same area from the Gamescom demo, but running on the latest build of the game. Now you can watch the footage, which you're doing so right here. Plus we've got a ton of new information on the game as far as just the UI and other improvements, auto running, all sorts of stuff. So let's go and get right into that information. So you can toggle a simpler UI in the middle of battle that removes descriptions, helpful for removing clutter. The UI issue where the level of special art is not shown for the first stage has been resolved. The unique monster theme has been changed again, potentially. The Fonza Mytha Night theme can be heard. There's a mechanic where you can combine the break, topple, and launch with special arts. Extending chain attacks seems to be based on bursting the elemental orbs rather than affinity between characters. There's an announcer like Bates and Katos that exclaims when something rad is happening. There is probably way more choice making at any given moment than either Xenoblade X or the original. And here's a summary of information spoken by the presenter. The source is 4chan, confirmed to be accurate by Andrea23 according to where this information was taken from. So when the game begins, Rex is working as a Titan merchant, selling resources from the more plentiful Titans to ones that have none for money. While on a job with a team of mercenaries, he meets Pyra, who wants to go back home to Elysium, the tree where all creatures come from. Blades do not level up, but as you use them more and more, their affinity with a driver upgrades and they become more powerful and effective, especially in combos. Those that are trying to stop Rex and Pyra are just after them because they're wanted, not actually knowing why they're trying to stop them. This wanted status has put on Rex and Pyra by some higher unknown force. Nomura designed everything from Torna's Titans, from characters to ships to housing and more. Nintendo contacted a whole bunch of manga, anime, and game artists to design dozens of characters, titans, etc., including people who have worked on Fire Emblem and Macross, among other things. There is a theater where you can watch performances that tell the world's story. These are actually important to the story, one particularly so. So once again, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is showing to be one of the big guns for Nintendo in 2017, and I'm so happy this game is launching. This is all some great information, by the way. The UI was looking a little cluttered here and there, but it seems like they are taking the steps to make sure that they can clear that up for those who kind of remember everything and want to get that cleared up. Another cool thing about Nomura is that he only didn't design those 2 characters that we saw. He's designing quite a bit of stuff on there, man. So that's pretty cool that they got him to do that. And maybe it'll lead to other things for Nintendo in the future for all you Kingdom Hearts 3 fans. But overall, man, this is actually really good as far as the game and the story world building and what they're doing in order to make sure that this is a really story driven, combat focused type of game. Exploration, there's a lot of different titans to where you can go to. They have their own economy and everything, and I love the fact that they said that, hey, like with the story, like you can go to a theater and you can watch the important events and things like that. So it might bring back the first element of the first game where story was really a focus, and then you had some great on the ground combat parts. But I think with this one's even going a little bit further because of the blades. That's my most important thing, or at least my thing that I think is the best thing about Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is the blades and how they're actually people that help you and get you different weapons. And they don't level up, but they power up to trigger new combos. You have the break, topple, and all that. So they're bringing back all the cool stuff, which they've had in previous ones before. But this one is really focused in on combat, and it's really focused in on the story and exploration. So that's what I like about it, and the designs are amazing for the game. The graphical improvements they've been making over the course of the year from January to E3 to now at this point, absolutely phenomenal, so I'm really looking forward to this one. So what do you guys think about this new footage here? In addition to all the new details that we have for Xenoblade Chronicles 2, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Alright Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We've got Facebook, we've got Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Really helps us spread the content of PlayerEssence across the interwebs in addition to YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon page. Pledge any tier, be entered to win some awesome prizes. In addition to that, we have Discord voice chat and $10 prize eShop tournaments for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Splatoon 2, and more. And we also have a brand new sponsor program that's rolling out too across our live streams. So look forward to more live streams and more themed live streams all throughout the week, guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. Also, make sure you hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for the latest Nintendo, RPG, and Japanese gaming news. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you Ninja for the next video. Peace.